I still remember the exact moment I met Nathan. Not the broad strokes, the coffee shop, the spilled drink, the charming apology, but the moment. The split second my life started unraveling, disguised as the start of a perfect love story. It was Tuesday, late afternoon. I just finished a brutal 12-hour shift at the hospital and was dead on my feet. I stopped by that little cafe on 4th Street, the one with the rustic brick walls and the smell of freshly ground espresso in the air, to grab a latte and maybe pretend, for 5 blissful minutes, that I wasn't completely exhausted. I didn't see him at first. He was on his phone, not watching where he was going, and as fate would have it, bam! Straight into me. My drink exploded all over my white blouse. The shock, the embarrassment, the burn of scalding hot coffee, it all hit me at once. "Oh my God, I am so sorry," he gasped, reaching for napkins, his eyes wide with concern. I was furious until I looked up. That stupid, sheepish grin. The deep green eyes. The way he looked at me like I was the only person in the room. "Let me make it up to you," he said, and before I could protest, he was pulling out his wallet. Lunch. My treat. I should have walked away. But I didn't. We sat and talked for hours. About music. About our careers. About life. Felt like something out of a movie. The damaged ER nurse and the charismatic marketing executive who couldn't stop smiling at each other. 6 months later he proposed. A candlelit rooftop dinner, a string quartet, a diamond ring, and a promise of forever. And I said yes. We got married in the fall. The leaves were turning gold and crimson, and I thought it was poetic. Like the universe was blessing our love. A year later I was pregnant. The first few months were magic. Nathan was attentive, doting, tender in ways that surprised even me. He'd rub my back, my swollen feet, cook me dinner even when he was tired from work. I'd wake up to breakfast in bed. Handwritten notes, gentle kisses. "You're going to be such a good dad," I told him once, pressing his hand against my belly. He smiled. "Our little girl is going to have everything." I believed him. But belief has a shelf life. And around the 6th month, that belief started to spoil. Nathan started working late. Blah. He became distant, distracted. His phone suddenly glued to his side like it was an extra limb. Face down. Always on silent. When I asked, he brushed it off. "Just work. Big campaign coming up. You know how it is." But I didn't know. I'd been with him long enough to feel the shift. The change in temperature when someone starts hiding something. I told myself I was paranoid. That pregnancy hormones were making me overthink. That he loved me, loved us. Too much to ever betray me. Until Lisa said something. We were having lunch. My best friend since nursing school, the one person who knew me better than anyone. She was quiet that day, poking at her salad like it had insulted her. "Claire," she said slowly, "I need to tell you something. And I don't know how you're going to take it." Put down my fork. "What's going on?" "I saw Nathan last night." My heart did a little stutter step. "Okay." "At the Lux Hotel." I frowned. "For work." She hesitated. "He wasn't alone." I stared at her. They were holding hands. I laughed too fast. Too loud. "That's just how Nathan is. Friendly. You know him." "Claire." She leaned in. "It wasn't friendly. It was intimate." I felt the floor tilt beneath me. But I still shook my head. "You're wrong. You have to be." That night, Nathan came home smelling different. A cologne I didn't recognize. One that wasn't his. Still I said nothing. But when he fell asleep on the couch, I picked up his phone. My hands were trembling. I tried his passcode, the one he used for everything. It worked. And just like that, my world fell apart. A message thread with a contact named Jessica W. My thumb hovered over it. Tap. There they were. Text. Selfies. Photos of hotel beds. Her in his shirt. Him kissing her neck. Her calling him babe. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait for Friday," winky face. I wanted to scream. Wake him and throw the phone at his face. But I didn't. I turned off the screen, walked to the bathroom, and vomited until there was nothing left in me but pain. I didn't confront him. Not right away. I needed time, plan, proof. So I smiled through dinners, played the good wife, acted clueless when he worked late, or claimed his boss needed him on weekends. And then my water broke. 2 weeks early. 36 weeks on the dot. It was 3:17 in the morning. The pain hit fast, sharp and brutal, and I barely had time to grab my hospital bag before calling Nathan. No answer. Called again. And again. Straight to voicemail. Texted. Water broke. Going to the hospital. Delivered. Not read. The cab ride was a blur of contractions and fear. I kept checking my phone, praying he'd text back. Something. By the time I got to the hospital, I was already 6 centimeters dilated. The nurses were kind, reassuring. He'll be here soon, they said. But he wasn't. Not for 6 hours. Not for 10. Not even by the time I was screaming, pushing, breaking. I gave birth without him. 18 hours of labor. No epidural. No hand to hold. And when Emma finally arrived, when they placed her tiny, perfect body on my chest, I was crying, not just from the pain but from the heartbreak. Picked up my phone. There was a notification. A message from an unknown number. It was a photo. Nathan. Naked. In bed. With her. Timestamp 3 hours earlier. While I was screaming our daughter into the world. He was screwing his mistress in a hotel bed. He walked into the hospital room 2 hours later, holding roses, like this was a movie. Babe, I'm so sorry. My phone died and I threw the bouquet at his face. You were fucking her while I was in labor. He froze. What? No, Claire. Don't, I said, my voice flat. Dangerous. Don't you dare lie to me again. I shoved the phone at him. He stared at the screen. The photo. His mouth opened, closed. He looked like a kid caught stealing. Get out, I whispered. Claire, please. Get out. The nurses burst in, thinking something was wrong. He stumbled back, eyes wide, and left without another word. I didn't cry. Not then. I looked down at Emma, kissed her forehead, and promised her something right there. He would never hurt us again. I could have filed for divorce the next day. Could have told the world what he did, taken him for everything. But I wanted more. I wanted revenge. And I knew exactly how to get it. Nathan's brother, Ethan, had always been the better one. Quieter. Kinder. He was the one who texted me to check in, who brought me soup during my morning sickness, who helped me set up the nursery while Nathan was too busy. He looked at me like I mattered. Like I was seen. 2 weeks after Emma was born, Nathan told me he was going out with the guys. I smiled, kissed his cheek, and waited for the door to close. Then I grabbed my keys and drove to Ethan's house. He opened the door, surprised. Claire. Is everything okay? Is Emma? Kissed him. Hard. He hesitated, but only for a second. And that night I didn't leave. It wasn't just about sex. It was about claiming something back. My power. My dignity. My sense of control. And Ethan. He wasn't a rebound. He held me like I was breakable, whispered that I deserved better, looked at me like I was more than just someone's wife. He made me feel whole again. Nathan found out exactly the way I wanted him to. Ethan told him. You don't get to hurt her and walk away clean, Ethan said. You abandoned her. I didn't. Nathan's face, when he realized what happened. Priceless. His ego shattered. His family furious. His mother called me crying, apologizing for how she'd raised such a disgrace. And now, he has to live with it. Every time he sees Ethan. Every time he visits Emma. He knows. While he was in someone else's bed, I was in his brother's. Do I regret it? Not for a second. Some betrayals deserve kindness. Others. They deserve to burn. So I set the match. And walked away with my daughter in my arms and my dignity intact. Would you have done the same? Let me know in the comments.